Welcome to the Movies Explained in English. Today I brought you one of the most praised Hindi movies. The movie that was released in 2013 and is named The Lunchbox, starring Irfan Khan. Saajan Fernandez is a widower who is preparing to retire from his job as an accountant. Ila is a young wife seeking her husband's attention and looking for the ways to inject romance back into her marriage, one of which is to cook delicious food for him. Through a rare mistake of complicated food delivery system that picks up and delivers meals from restaurants or homes to people that work in Mumbai. The lunchbox Ila makes for her husband gets delivered instead to Saajan. Ila ultimately recognizes the error and with the help of her neighbor aunt, living in the apartment above, writes a note to Saajan explaining the mix-up and places it in the lunchbox along with her husband's favorite dish the next day. An exchange of notes sent back and forth with the meals develops a friendship between the two as they share memories and events of their own separate lives. At work, Saajan is asked with teaching his replacement Sikh, an orphan whose inefficiency initially frustrates Saajan, who is already socially aloof after his wife's death. Saajan and Sikh progressively get to know one another better and form a close bond as well. At one point, Saajan saves Sikh's career by covering for his glaring mistakes on pay orders, and he also becomes his best man at his wedding with Merunisha. At home, Ila finds out that her husband is having an affair and she begins to lose her faith on her marriage. In one of the lunchbox letters, she proposes migrating to Bhutan, where the cost of living is much less than in India. Saajan writes back recommending that the two move there together. Ila then offers to meet in person at a popular food spot. But at the allotted time, Saajan doesn't turn up. Upon receiving an empty lunchbox the next day, Saajan writes back to the disappointed Ila and apologizes, explaining that he did arrive and saw her from a distance, but could not approach her. He recounts how young and attractive she appeared, while summarizing that he is too old for her and encouraging her to move on. Some years later, Ila's father, fighting with lung cancer, dies in her mother's care. After her mother explains how terrible her marriage was, Ila begins to hunt for Saajan, but soon hears from Sikh that he has already retired and traveled to Nasik. She writes a last parting message to Saajan, explaining that she has decided to leave her husband and move to Bhutan with her small daughter. Meanwhile, Saajan changes his mind en route to Nasik, returning to Mumbai and goes in pursuit of Ila, who is last seen at home waiting for her daughter to return from school, as he receives help from the same food delivery service who is regularly picked up and delivered the lunchbox. The film ends here with the suspense whether they both meet each other or not, with the dialogue of Ila that sometimes even wrong train takes you to right destination.